The WNBA just dropped $1 million bombshell, but for Caitlin Clark, it wasn't a gift, it was pressure like she's never felt before.
They have made an offer that the players probably best not refuse at this point. It is a sizable offer. It is a step up from what was already a very lucrative offer that was, roughly almost 4 times what they're getting paid right now? Something.
So the WNBA just dropped this huge proposal. We're talking a new max salary, worth over $1 million. It was meant to be this major move to keep their stars satisfied and silence the critics. But for a player like Caitlin Clark, it wasn't simply about the paycheck. It created this intense pressure. Think about it. You're finally hearing you're worth $1 million, but you also know there's another league offering twice that. It becomes an impossible decision. This wasn't just a salary boost. It was the league fighting to survive. A massive gamble on player loyalty. The numbers were impressive, sure, but they didn't even begin to reveal the full picture.
Our over $1 million sound a lot better 6 weeks ago before the emergence of Project B and actual WNBA players signing with Project B for what has already been revealed, a minimum of $2 million. And I can tell you right now, Gumake, Alyssa Thomas, and Jonquel Jones got more than $2 million. I can't wait till those salaries actually emerge.
Because, and this is where things get interesting, this offer from the WNBA was actually a massive breakthrough. It was far more than what anyone had anticipated. Before this, people expected a supermax somewhere around $850,000, maybe $1 million per season. Now, the league is truly backing up its words with real money. They're pushing aggressively to stop top players from leaving and to build a stronger financial future for everyone involved.
Exceeding $1 million. A source with direct knowledge of negotiations confirmed to Front Office Sports. The Associated Press was first to report the league's latest proposal. The proposal presented this week includes a salary range starting at more than $220,000. So that's going to be their league minimum now. Their league minimum going up to $1.1 million for the max. Look, that's a big deal. That's an extra $100,000.
Break down the numbers on this new deal. The max salary is now climbing past the $1 million line for the league's biggest stars. Depending on which report you followed earlier, whether it was the $850,000 estimate or the $1 million projection, this is a massive jump. We're talking about a $400,000 increase or, at minimum, an extra $100,000. It's a major financial leap forward, all designed to get more money into the hands of the players who are elevating the league's value. This clearly became a make-or-break moment in the negotiations. Then,
$250,000 onto that. If you believe the $1 million proposal, it's still an extra $100,000. The new league average would be more than $460,000, and by the way, that's officially $200,000 more a year than Unrivaled. I believe they're paying around $250,000, something like that. So yeah, well, it's almost twice as much. It's $200,000 more anyway.
But it's not only about the top tier superstars. The WNBA also made sure to raise the minimum salary to over $200,000. For many players, this is absolutely massive. It totally shifts the landscape for rookies or anyone trying to build their name. Players no longer have to struggle on tiny paychecks. This new minimum means they can genuinely build a stable career and focus entirely on basketball instead of constantly stressing over finances. It's a real game changer for so many athletes in the league.
In the first year and would grow over the course of the CBA. The new proposal comes after negotiations between the league and the WNBPA reached contentious points with both sides exchanging public barbs last month before agreeing to a 30-day extension. The CBA is set to expire October 31, but the extension was pushed to November 30. While increased salaries and improved revenue sharing model have been the two main sticking points in negotiation,
most players across the league, the big headline is the average salary. That's now rising to more than $460,000 per year. That's a massive jump. And here's the thing, it puts the WNBA far ahead of any competing leagues, which are reportedly paying around $200,000 less on average. This is the WNBA sending a very clear message. They're committed to all their players, not just the stars they're making a career in. This league not only prestigious but something that can truly set you up financially. What's really important to keep in mind is that these numbers aren't just for now. These salaries are set for the first year of the new collective bargaining agreement. The deal includes a guarantee that pay will continue to rise throughout the life of the CBA. That kind of long-term
opt to skip the WNBA season if negotiations didn't go well. Oh, I didn't see this. Jewel Lloyd has officially signed, I guess. Yeah, Jewel Lloyd has signed on with Project B now. So Jewel Lloyd, Jonquel Jones, Alyssa Thomas, and Nike Ogumake are
vision. Gives players real financial stability and a clear sense of their future earnings. That security has been a major sticking point in past talks. So, this is a huge win for the players. Growth. Alright, because I'm sure there are owners right now wondering, what happens if Caitlin Clark gets hurt again? You know, seriously, what would that mean? Well, the ratings were still okay. People kept watching the Fever while Caitlin was sidelined. Yeah. Until they realized she wasn't returning soon. Fans stayed invested in the league overall because they assumed she'd be back any moment. And look, the WNBA and the Indiana Fever were. But here's what's crazy. The timing of this massive offer from the WNBA was wild. It came just weeks after the new startup league, Project B, suddenly burst onto the scene. And that changed everything. Project B completely reset what players believed they could earn, showing them there was another option with jaw-dropping money on the table. Suddenly, the WNBA's big offer had to compete with an even bigger one, making the negotiations far more complicated than anyone expected. Better be able to figure it out pretty well off that type of income, whatever it ends up being after taxes, maybe $20,000 a month. Well, you better learn to live within your means or something. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Tell me what you think. And to the people out there saying players like A'ja Wilson deserve $10 million, the league would collapse. They'd shut the whole operation down. If players truly believe that's the kind of money the WNBA can pay, it's just not real. Look, the money from Project B was insane. They were throwing multi-million-dollar deals at players right away. Reports said the minimum was $2 million, and top WNBA stars like Nneka Ogwumike, Alyssa Thomas, and Jonquel Jones were reportedly offered even more. That made the WNBA's new $1 million max look completely different. Players suddenly had all the leverage, and they knew it. Because those offers were made directly to them. That knowledge gave them the power to demand more, knowing there was a real high-paying alternative. At the same time, the WNBA negotiations were getting tense, with both sides taking public shots at each other. They even had to delay the deadline for the agreement. And the league can't even schedule its expansion draft for Toronto and Portland until the CBA is finalized. It mirrors an old story. Back in 2019, talks also went down to the last moment. Then you had the Project B threat. It didn't run during the same season as the WNBA, but players made it clear they'd skip the WNBA entirely if they didn't get the deal they wanted. That threat got real when stars like Jewel Lloyd actually signed with Project B. What's wild is that even Caitlin Clark's influence affected the calculations. Owners worried about what would happen to ratings if she got injured again, which shows how powerful her presence is. The ratings stayed decent while she was out because fans assumed she'd return. Meanwhile, some people argue that an average salary of $460,000 is life-changing and players should be content. But then the reality hits. Fans asking for $10 million contracts don't understand the league would go bankrupt. In the end, this massive raise came from all that player pressure, especially from stars like Clark. It's not just about the paycheck. It's about respect and proving their influence. The real surprise isn't the final number, it's the crazy journey it took to get here.